So one of the things that you are going to learn about during your meditation practice is that you are going to need a lot of energy. When you start out at first, it is more about relaxation. It is more about calming the mind and getting all the distractions and the hindrances out of the way. And it seems like this is, or the way forward is to reduce the energy, to calm down, like the direction of going to sleep. But actually it is a stillness that is very energized that you are looking for. You're looking for a very concentrated, directed stream of awakeness, aliveness, or energy. So at one point you're going to have to see and work out how you increase your own mental energy without external stimulation. Because what usually happens is that when you are in your daily activities, the mind generates the energy because of the constant stimulation that it receives from the outside. And when you first start out with meditation, you quickly realize that, when this external stimulation falls away, when this constant engagement with the world ceases, the mind tends to have a pre-programmed reaction to that. And that is because it knows that scenario only when you go to sleep. And the reaction is sleepiness, drowsiness, lack of clarity, lack of energy. And there is a stage within your meditative journey where you will have to deal with that drowsiness, sleepiness, and lack of energy. And you have to train the mind basically over a period of time how to create energy without sensory stimulation. And it's a really important phase that you recognize the first subtleties when drowsiness sets in, what that feels like, how the meditation object changes in your awareness, in your attention, when you are decreasing clarity. When that happens to you, what does the meditation object look like then? What does it change? And how can you recognize that early and then bring in again a sense of alive energy? And one term that I really like in that regard is the idea of curiosity. Because think about any experience you had where you would say, I was really curious about that. What is curiosity doing to your internal state while you're meditating? You can try to find that out and really try to, what does it actually need? What does the situation need in order for me to be really curious about my meditation object? What are the ingredients of curiosity? And how maybe by thinking back to these moments where I really know, I was curious, that's what curiosity feels like. Evoke that with maybe memories as an aid to get the energy started. And that really, curiosity is the combination of clarity and energy. Because if you want to really get to the bottom of something, if you really want to understand something, you are in there, in the moment, with the object. You want to investigate it, and you want it so much that the energy is creating a lot of clarity onto that object, while at the same time making it very easy to block out distractions. So what's really fascinating about this period that you go through while you are learning how to create mental energy without external stimulation, is that you learn a lot of subtle insights about how the mind actually works and what its responses are to stimulation. And you also learn why you seek out stimulation, why you inherently are afraid of emptiness, of boredom. So that whole period might seem very difficult for some people to overcome that tendency of the mind to get sleepy and drowsy. But it is a very crucial period where you actually, on a deeper level, let go of many different kinds of tendencies to seek out desires, to fulfill some of your ingrained habits that are playing out. You see through those, and you actually uproot them, because this, what externally manifests as behavior, attention-seeking behavior, fulfilling desires that are not really in line with your highest values, maybe, uprooting them, this shows you why you are doing that. And the brain, the mind learns over time, actually, that's not necessary if I take out the root of that. You don't need the stimulation actually in order to create energy. It's just a habit. And one way to open up to more energy in meditation is to really explore the subtle body, the emotional body, because that is where the root of energy is created. When you're really curious about something, you are into that subject with your whole being. You bring the emotional body with you into it. It's not just a mental thing that you are doing there when you are curious. You are actually like really feeling the subject. You are so into it that you are really exploring it, not just with the mind, but emotionally. Maybe, and you will discover similar insights when you are thinking about moments that you were curious about. You will discover that some of them were coming from delusion and craving and false ideas about reality. But nonetheless, you can use those in order to see what curiosity and the energy actually is like and how to bring it up in meditation. Don't look for the explanations for why you were curious about them. That's not the point of the exercise. The point is just to see, okay, what were those moments like experientially, emotionally, from the inside? What does it feel like? So that's what you want to do. Bringing up energy meditation can also be achieved through intentionally creating what is called metta. And I explained that in the last video as well, which is a loving energy. It's the energy of appreciation, of really being grateful for your own being, which includes everyone else. So when you practice metta towards other beings, that's actually just decreasing separations within your own mind. Whereas before you have separated them from the circle of love that you allow yourself to feel. So you are widening that circle of love and you're extending it to all parts of your mind. Because ultimately everything that you perceive are just representations within your mind. So it's not the mind that you usually consider the mind, but it's God's mind, you could say. So you want to extend your own sense of self, of appreciation, of love to that whole field, to that larger mind. And really that is equal to saying you increase the energy of your mind. Because appreciating them in a loving way requires you to integrate them into a sense of aliveness, of energy. So that's really just some pointers, some hints. If you are in that phase of having to overcome sleepiness, drowsiness in your practice, if it comes up a lot, if you lack maybe the motivation to meditate as well, try to explore that idea of bringing emotional, subtle body energy with you into the practice, and ask yourself, how can I really become curious about meditation? I hope this is helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.